Hello, everybody, and welcome to Rising Stars. My name is Michael Vidakis, and this is where we promote local Montreal talent that is on the rise. I'm joined today by an accomplished singer and actress, Miss Bianca De Luca. Bianca, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you
pleasure.
for inviting me.
Of course, thank you. I am aware that you work both in Montreal and Toronto. Are you working mainly in Montreal now? Did you come for the interview?
I came from to the interview, in Montreal.
Beautiful.
I live in Laval, actually, so it's just a off island, I guess you can say.
Off the 15.
Yeah, just off the 15. So it was a nice drive here this morning. But I do go to Toronto sometimes for work and auditions, callbacks, things like that. But what's great is that you can do a lot of it on Zoom today. So I've been doing a lot of that, a lot of self-taping, and same with the singing. I also teach, and so I do a lot of like Zoom classes or stuff like that. A little bit everywhere, I guess you can say.
For sure.
It's fun.
And it's actually funny you brought that up, the Zoom, because that was one of my questions later on, but we'll tackle it now. Why
Sure.
not? How do you go about it now? Because it's so different auditioning in person as compared to on Zoom.
Yeah.
You don't feel the energy of the room. You have to really go off of your energy alone.
Yeah. I definitely think there are pros and cons to doing self-tapes and doing it over Zoom and stuff. I think for me, I like the luxury of being able to do it again if I mess it up. Whereas, when you're in the audition room, you don't have that many chances, and you only have like maybe one or two chances to make a good impression. And so I think being at home, it adds to the, it's just easier, I guess, in that respect.
Yeah.
But I do really like getting feedback from the director, from casting. I like getting that direction because I've kind of explored the character in so many different angles that now when they tell me something, I can just do it for them. When you're on your own, you kind of have to navigate it yourself. Yeah.
It's true. And exploring the characters that you're auditioning for, kind of take us through that process, because as an actor myself, I'm always curious to hear from other actors.
Yeah.
Their little maybe tips and tricks that they may have.
For me, I guess I receive a script and I'll read it maybe like 10 times. I don't know. I don't have like a learning disability or anything, but like I know like some people, like it takes them a while before like they understand something, and that's me. It takes me a while to grasp something. So I'll read it like 10 times, and then I kind of do that to just familiarize myself a little bit like with the words, and then I kind of think about it. I just kind of think about how I feel about a certain situation, the circumstances and everything, and I really try to bring myself to it, whatever I'm going through in real life. I try to bring that to the text because I want to make it as authentic as possible.
Of course.
So that's kind of what I do.
Beautiful.
And I just kind of go through each line, and I have different like beliefs or different opinions about how I feel, and that's kind of how I learn my lines a little bit faster, and it's really helpful to me. Yeah.
For sure. And has there been a certain character you've come across, where it's actually going to be a two-part question, where you've read the script, you've read the sides, and you were like, oh no, like this is me, like,
Yeah.
this is who I am, just as cast in a play or a film.
Yeah, I think it's happened a couple times. It's mainly when I play like very, I guess you can say like stereotypical like Italian roles, and like, a lot of people have different like opinions about that, like playing stereotypes and stuff. But for me, I guess I just feel like it's true for me. Like a lot of the stereotypes are true to me. So like when I play like Italian roles, like when I did Mob Hits, this was a film directed by my friend Adam Alberts. He cast me as Cecilia, so it's very like
It's as Italian as it
it's
gets.
pretty Italian. And it was like a very like, I guess you can say mobster oriented film, like mafia, and so I just feel like familiar in those. I'm not saying it that
No,
I am.
for sure. Yeah. Are you affiliated off camera?
Off the record, but I do have like some familiarity like with it and stuff. So it's just I felt like really anchored in that character.
And was that the role of a girlfriend, a wife?
I played the role of a mobster's daughter.
Okay.
So yeah, it was fun. I liked it. I also did have a like a boyfriend, but then anyways, I want to wait till it comes out.
For sure. Let's not divulge too much.
It was a lot of fun.
For sure. And actually, the second part of the question is, has there been a character you've come across and that you were maybe cast for and you were like, wow, this is going to be a challenge? Maybe what's been the most challenging role you've come across?
Not necessarily that I was cast as, but when I get auditions, that I'll read the script, like I said, 10 times, and then I still don't feel like really connected to it, and then I ask myself why, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe it's because it's triggering material, or maybe it's because I don't like how it was written, like I feel like the writing is poor, or I don't know, it's just I could tell that it doesn't like vibe with me, so in that respect, it's challenging for me to prepare for a role, or if I were to be cast as something, I don't know, it feels bleh, but I really have to dig into it, and then the more I talk to people about it, or like I get inspired, and then I get ideas, and so it motivates me. I don't necessarily like it, but it does motivate me to work on it, because I feel like, or else I'll procrastinate, and then I don't really do a good job on it. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
But I don't know how it is for you as an actor, but that's
like when you feel you don't do a good job on it, or let's say you receive maybe a negative criticism, because every actor is different. We have our own personas, our own things that work for us. How do you go about that, working through maybe receiving a negative critique on a performance you have? Because I know for me, it's motivating. It might be my pride, my Greek pride, that's like, oh, I'm gonna show you next time. But how would you go about it?
That's so funny. For me, I'm already very harsh on myself, so I do pressure on myself. Like I know when it's bad. I know when I did a bad job, and I kind of review. I ask myself why. Like, oh, was I connected here? Was I really listening to my scene partner? Was I like receiving what they were telling me? Do I let the circumstances like affect me and play on me and stuff? And if they don't, then I try to attack the text from a different angle, my character from a different angle, you know? That's just kind of how I do it. I will get like a direction, let's say if I'm on set, and I try to really listen to what they want. In the end, I do think like you should stay true to yourself.
Of course.
So there has to be a balance, you know? Mainly, I love all my acting teachers and stuff, but they're there to tell you what you're doing right, but they're also there to tell you when it's wrong. And so you need to really listen to them because they know. Of course. So whatever it is, whatever negative, I don't view it as that, because I think to me it's like it's just to make it better. So I take it more as a positive thing.
It's beautiful.
So, yeah.
Taking the bad from the good.
That's
awesome.
it. I think that working in Montreal like was fine, like my acting classes and everything, and I'm very grateful to the teachers that I had here in Montreal.
For sure.
And one of my acting teachers, she passed away actually, Louise Boisvert.
So sorry.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, she meant a lot to me. So it's hard when you lose like a mentor, you know. I don't want to cry. Yeah, she meant a lot to me. And so I'm grateful. I'm very grateful towards her and Renee Miliaccio. That's her name. Louise did more like theater, and Renee did more like on camera. So we would prepare a scene, like very theatrically, and then Renee, he would help us to like kind of translate that to camera, like tone it down a little. Because you know, on camera you can't do all these like, I don't know, it's just
Yeah.
harder to capture sometimes.
Yeah.
So
In theater,
Yeah.
they say the bigger the better.
yeah,
And then in film, it's kind of
Yeah.
small. And,
yeah, that's
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
But I transitioned to online classes during the pandemic,
Okay.
and I really loved it. I tried this acting school; it was really great. And then you know, I was kind of wanting to just keep like bettering myself, I guess you can say.
training,
Yeah,
yeah.
keep training. So then I tried different things. I tried different schools, and I tried with my coach right now. Her name is Catherine Black.
Yeah.
She's great. I'm also with Stuart at Stuart Rogers Studios right now in Los Angeles.
Oh, wow.
It's really fun. Yeah, great teachers, and they really motivate me, and they push me to like really get it.
Yeah.
They push me when I feel like I can't get it, but like they're there. You know, they're always a great support. So
For sure.
yeah, it's
And
fun.
speaking about training,
Mhm.
because there's so many teaching styles, especially in art.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you've ever had, because it's happened to me, where my teacher has been trying to nail it in my head, nail it in my
Yeah.
head, nail it in my head, and then could be a random walk that I'm taking
Mhm.
in the park, let's say,
Yeah.
and I just kind of have a aha moment, like, oh,
Mhm.
like that's what that meant. Has
Yeah.
that ever happened to you?
Like, do you mean like when preparing for a role?
Exactly, or even in training,
Yeah.
if I hear something and I don't get it right away,
Mhm.
it could be months later where I'm like, oh, okay,
That's what it was.
That's what that meant.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. I think going on a walk is definitely one of my favorite ways to prepare for a character, actually. I go on a walk with my character
Yeah.
sometimes. It depends. Not if it's a rainy day, but if it's really nice out, I'll go on a walk, and I just kind of let the character, like the roles, whoever I'm preparing for, the character's circumstances kind of live in me. And I think what connects people, right,
Yeah.
is different beliefs, right? You have different beliefs than I do.
Of course.
But I'm sure we can all agree on stuff. Like, I don't know, there's a very nice flower here,
It's a beautiful flower.
right?
Emily got it. Thank you, Emily.
So, like, I think this flower is, like, really pretty.
Yeah.
Do you also think this flower is pretty?
I love yellows.
So, see, so we have, like, something in common.
There
So,
we
like,
go.
we're connected right now because we
Exactly.
both believe in the same thing.
Yeah.
So I feel like when an audience is watching something on TV that they connect to,
Yeah.
then it's going to make them, you know, really understand that character and really like kind of feel connected and stuff. We're all connected by our beliefs and stuff. So I think for me, yeah, going on a walk is definitely part of it. Yeah.
Going on a walk, maybe is there something else that you take into your process?
Yeah. Because I'm also a singer,
Yeah.
sometimes I'll explore singing as that character. You know, for example, like the mob hits.
Yeah.
I was super into like Italian songs, because like, why not?
Lasciatemi cantare.
That one,
There we
of
go.
course.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love that one. It's just kind of like doing things that help your character out, whether it be painting, any art, any medium that you can use is helpful to prepare for your role. Yeah.
And we're talking about when people watch maybe on TV or
Mhm.
theaters and they can connect to a character.
Mhm.
Was there a moment in your life, I've had multiple, and I'm sure you have as well,
Yeah.
actress, where you watched a movie or a TV show and
Mhm.
there's a certain character and you're like, wow, I really
Yeah.
connect with that character.
I'm trying to think. There's so many.
Yeah.
So many. I think mainly I enjoy watching like documentaries on real life people. Like I watched Judy Garland. I watched. I just like listening to like different interviews and things like that because I feel connected to them as the person, maybe not necessarily as the character, but like as the person. And because I know them as a person, then when I'll watch some of their work, I'll connect easier to that. Yeah, because I know them as an actress, like Meryl Streep or like Al Pacino, whatever. All these guys, I really like knowing them as a person first. I mean, you don't have to do that, but that's just me.
No,
I like knowing them, and then watching some of their works, I feel really connected to that. So.
And would you say we brought up Meryl Streep, Al Pacino, Judy Garland?
Yeah, I love them all.
influences on-
Yes, I love them all.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a like female, I guess influences. I definitely love Meryl Streep. Like, who doesn't? I feel.
Meryl Streep's awesome.
I love-
Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah, that's it. Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
I love. Oh my goodness.
Is there an actress
Oh.
you feel is underrated that maybe we
Underrated.
don't really hear about, but
Yes, I'm trying to think because I know her name, but it's like on the tip of my tongue.
yeah.
She played in. I even did this role for a class. I'm trying to think. She has black hair.
Zoe Deschanel.
No. Oh, I can't believe I'm forgetting this.
Young, old.
Youngish, like
Youngish.
yeah, youngish, like 40. Yeah, young. 40's young.
Yeah, no, yeah,
Yeah.
no, yeah.
Ah, okay, it'll come back to me.
Yeah, we'll revisit it.
Okay, sorry.
It's all good.
Ah.
Beautiful. So I know we started in the middle.
Mhm.
Let's start at the beginning now,
Sure.
because I know you started your professional career at 12,
Mhm.
but kind of take us into maybe the early years starting out, how you knew you wanted to get into the arts.
Mhm.
Kind of take us through that journey.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever knew I wanted to get into it. I think I was I was thrown into it.
Thrust into
Yeah. Both my parents are musicians.
Okay.
And they have a music studio in Laval, music school.
Yeah.
It's called École Laval Musique. And I guess I was just like born into it, you know? I didn't really have a choice. I mean, people say like music is good for babies and young children and stuff.
Yeah.
My parents were just like always singing to me, playing music. I would go to gigs and like fall asleep on a chair like while my parents are like playing music and stuff. Or even like while my mom was teaching, I was like always asleep in her classroom, stuff like that. And I kind of started taking lessons from there. I took like I think my first singing classes, like actual classes, I was 2 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was fun. I remember like my teacher would make me like color notes and sing songs. Like it was like French because like I spoke mainly French as a kid. It was like one song was like Un jour au parc La Fontaine, j'ai vu tous les animaux. I remember I was like singing that when I was like 2. But there was like other stuff. And then I kind of transitioned to like so many other different singing teachers. I think I had like 16 or 15 singing teachers my whole life. And they're all great. And I'm very grateful for all of them because they all taught me something of value.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't keep everything, but I definitely took what I liked, you know, from everyone. And then I kind of got onto this singing show with my friend, and she went on to doing modeling, very prosperous modeling career, which is great.
Did she go to Toronto or?
I'm not sure. We kind of we kind of grew apart.
Okay.
You know, I wish her
Yeah,
luck
for sure,
and
for sure.
success and everything. But my career took off more like with acting. She did more modeling, I did more acting. And I kind of did this singing show, and that's kind of what just started everything.
What was it called?
The show was called L'Heure de Gloire. It was with René Simard.
Okay.
And yeah, it was really fun. Oh, the next day, like Annie Broccoli,
Yeah.
she called my mom and she was like, so I'm having auditions like tomorrow or like in a few days or something. She's like, I'm having auditions, but you know, I canceled everyone because I want you. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of how I got started more like on TV and stuff like that. So.
And how was it being so young on such a professional set? Was it intimidating? Was it exciting?
I think it was very exciting. I wasn't intimidated at all. I feel like this is where I'm supposed to be.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah.
So you found your calling at such a young age.
I did.
Yeah.
But as I would say, when I was like 4 or 5, I didn't know that I could be like a singer or an actress. I didn't really understand that at that age. I remember my mom, like she would bring back so many books from the library, and I was always like interested in the astronaut books. Can you give me astronaut books? Astronaut books. I want space and this, and so I kind of explored a lot as a kid, like what I wanted to be, and I wanted to be an astronaut. I wanted to be a brain surgeon. I wanted to be a heart surgeon. I wanted to own an ice cream shop. I wanted to.
Too, at one point, that's what I.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
You know, I want to do all these things, but somehow I don't know. It was just in my blood to do music and like and be an actress. I think it's, yeah, it's just in me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that natural
Yeah.
thing that comes out.
Yeah.
Like, no, this is what
That's it.
I really.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So, what age would you say was that realization of like?
I think.
This is what it is. Like, this is what I'm heading.
I think when I was 7.
7.
I think when I was 7, I was like, yeah, I want to be this. I want to be an actress. I want to be a singer. I watched a Shirley Temple movie, and at that age, I think, and I connected. I was like, this is what I want to do. Like, I've been singing my whole life already. I was 7, but I was like, I've been singing my whole life. And I was always like practicing acting for fun, like with my grandma and stuff. And she would put on these, like, she would tell stories, and like we would have to like act it out or whatever, and my grandma would like film it, and then we would like watch it on TV, like with all my cousins. It was a lot of fun. And so yeah, that's kind of like how it all started, I guess. Yeah.
That was the foundation.
That was, it was the foundation. So when I saw Shirley Temple, I connected with that, and I was like, I want to do this. I want to be like her.
So kind of now, we started from the middle, we're at the beginning. Tell us a bit now about maybe some exciting projects you've done recently.
Yeah.
Some of the work you're doing currently.
Sure. Well, the audition process is like ongoing. So I'm always auditioning. So that's always fun. That keeps me busy. I teach a lot. I teach singing classes like pretty much every day. I love that.
Nice.
It's great. So that's going. This year I worked on 3 movies. Yeah, I did a feature film. I did 2 feature films and 1 short film. It was a lot of fun. I don't know when it's coming out, actually. One of the films is called, I can talk about it because it's, there are articles already on it, but I did We Are Zombies, so I'm just waiting for that to come out. I'm not sure when it's going to come out. I did an independent project. It was a feature film. I had a big supporting role in it.
Nice.
I played the lead character's, one of his girlfriends, or girlfriends. Let's just put it that way.
We'll put it that way.
Yeah. So I'm waiting for that to come out. The short film came out. So that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
I also saw that you worked in House of Versace.
I did, yeah. That was.
Are we able to talk about
Of course. Yeah. It's out.
With the late Raquel Welch.
Yes. Oh, she was such an icon.
Yeah.
It was so cool to be able to work with her. Yeah, she's really nice, and she introduced herself as the character.
Wow.
She said, can I shake your hand?
Yeah,
she's like, I'm Lucia, and it was really nice, and it was really cool because like, you felt the essence of the role.
Yeah.
It was so cool. I was younger, but the cast was like the whole Versace family. So you had Donatella Versace, her brother. There was Gianni and all these people. It was really cool to be part of. I really like that.
Yeah. Sure. And was this wasn't filming in Montreal? This was filming probably in the United States.
Actually, it filmed in Montreal.
Oh yeah.
It filmed, Pine and Cedar,
Yeah.
like right behind there.
Oh wow.
We filmed in this really nice home. I would say home is an understatement. It was like a mansion. Yeah, it was like a mansion. It was like really big. It was really nice, and everyone was really cool to work with. I like that it was a female director, Sarah Sugarman. She was great. She was great to work with. I also worked, because for the Italian I had to work with a dialect coach as well. I worked with Julia Leonardin. She was great. And yeah, no, it was really cool. Yeah.
I saw on your CV, speaking of dialects, that you do certain accents. We spoke before. Singing while you're in that character.
Yeah.
Is that kind of how you prepare for maybe accent roles, or?
It is. It definitely is. I think like as a singer, you need to be able to be versatile and be able to sing, and like, because you never know what kind of gig you're gonna have.
Yeah.
You can have like I don't know, like Jewish weddings. You'll have like Italian weddings. You'll have Portuguese weddings.
Yeah.
And like as a singer, like when they hire you, you have to be able to sing in those languages, and it's a challenge. I'm not gonna lie, it's a challenge.
Yeah.
But I love it. I love it. You know, it's kind of one of my passions, and you know, Spanish. I love Latin music as well. And so going about like a role like that, definitely I love to explore in singing first, and then I'll translate it to text. So that's really fun.
Beautiful. And talking about, I saw on your skills accents. I also saw this kind of, when I saw it, wow, you can handle snakes and lizards and tarantulas.
Yes.
Is that true?
I love exotic animals, and I do have. Well, I've had in the past tarantulas, and I do have still a ball python. I have a couple lizards and stuff like that. I'm not scared of it.
Wow.
I'm not scared of it. But they say like for a tarantula, it's not so bad, because if you can tolerate a bee sting, like if you're not allergic to a bee sting, then you less chances are that you'll be develop an allergic reaction to a tarantula bite. So like I'm not allergic to bees. I mean, it hurts like hell when you get stung, but at least I'm not allergic, so that kind of reassures me a little bit. I've had scorpions as well. Same concept. Yeah. If you're not like allergic to like big stings, like wasp stings, bee stings, then you should be fine, besides a little pain.
And have you been called by any directors because they've seen that and they're like, oh, we need a character who can be good with scorpions? Has that ever happened? Or?
I'm trying to think. Actually, there was one audition where I brought my snake in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, okay, like that's cool. Yeah, you're for real. Yeah, it was like some type of, yeah. She was like not goth, but like very edgy, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
So I do get it called in for a lot of those types of roles, like edgier, sometimes goth, sometimes, yeah, anything.
This is a beautiful transition, because I was just about to ask you about what roles would you love to get heading forward? Maybe who would you have liked to play? Let's say, because for me, just as an example, I would really love to play Robert De Niro in Taxi Driver.
Oh yeah.
Like that character.
Well, I would have loved to play Jodie Foster in that one. Yeah, I love that role for her. That was really cool. I would have definitely loved to play Natalie Portman in Leon the Professional.
That's a great movie.
As a kid, you know.
Yeah.
I would have loved that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's, I don't know, to me it's like, it was so great, the acting.
It was.
And I would love to be part of one of those with one of the greats, Al Pacino, Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Yeah. And do you write as well? Maybe in your spare time, do you maybe write characters or scripts?
It's funny you ask, because I recently, like, I think like last week, I had this like spontaneous moment of wanting to write something, wanting to write a short film. So that's what I'm working on right now. I'm writing a short film. Yeah. I did take a directing class last year, and so I was starting to write a feature film, but then I kind of scrapped the idea a little, and I tried another idea, and then, yeah, I've been kind of going like touching on it like back and forth, but I think with the short film it'll be easier I think to start with a short film rather than a feature film. So that's what I'm working on right now.
Beautiful.
I'm also working on an EP album. An EP album. EP. For like the singing stuff.
Okay.
Working with my producer Cedric. Right now he's away, on I think.
On tour.
He's away in the world. He's somewhere doing
But
music. Yeah, he'll come back.
Yeah.
We worked on it since January,
Okay.
and we are May now. No, June. We're June.
We're
Sorry,
June, yeah.
we're June.
Yeah.
So like we've worked on it a lot,
Yeah.
and there are gonna be about 6 songs on it.
Okay.
I'm excited. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We're gonna continue it when he comes back in a couple months, and we'll pick it up, and then it will definitely be out by 2024. That's for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. We're gonna definitely keep our eyes on that.
Thank you.
And
Thank
can
you.
you kind of tell us if there's any distinguishings, I don't know if that's a word, but is there any distinguishing factors between the process for you're creating an album, your singing career, and that of maybe acting? Is it kind of the same process, or?
It's kind of this. I feel like it's kind of the same process.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. When I'm working on a character, on a role, like yes, I'll work on it on my own, but I'll also like ask my teacher stuff
Yeah.
or whatever. When I'm doing music, I'll be composing, but I'll also like my whole family like are musicians, so I'll also ask them like what they think and stuff. So I love working with people. I love bouncing ideas off of different people. I think with acting, it's very visual as well, right? So you have to, present yourself a certain way for the character or whatever. In music, it's not that. Unless you're like performing on a stage, you know what I mean? But like when you're recording, it's really all about your voice. So you really want to try to portray that character as best as you can, but like through your voice.
Yeah.
So to me, like those are the main differences, I guess.
Yeah.
Where acting is more visual and music uses a different sense. So yeah.
And you've actually combined both in the past. You've done voice acting.
I have. Yeah.
Tell us, because for me, voice acting is super challenging.
Yeah.
Because you don't have the camera, so you have to kind of go off of
Yeah.
your own energy in the booth.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Kind of tell me about your
Sure.
experience with that.
Yeah. I love voice acting. It's fun. I know how the voice works, so I can like make my voice do different things, I guess you can say. It was funny that you mentioned that because on one of the voice projects that I had, I love working with this team. They're great. But it was just funny because she's like, the lady was like, "Can you sound like more like a teacher?" And I was like, "But I am a teacher." So like, this is how I sound as a teacher. So like that time it was challenging for me because I was like, okay, well, I guess I have to be more like authoritarian, And I was like, okay, well, how do I do that? And again, it comes back to beliefs, like what you think. What do I think of this job?
Yeah.
Like, do I like this job? Do I want to help these kids out? Like, do I, So it was kind of more that, I guess, my preparation, you could say. It was fun.
I kind of wanted to get into kind of more light-hearted questions.
Yeah, of course.
So the first question I wanted to ask you was, what's the last piece of art, whether it be a film, a TV show, a piece of music, that really, really touched you?
Something that really
for me, it was
touched me.
Stevie Wonder and Isn't She Lovely?
Awesome.
I'm not gonna lie, I shed a tear when I heard that.
Oh,
song.
that's really beautiful.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
But, maybe something that touched you,
Yeah, of course.
happy, sad, whatever it could be.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Okay, recently I watched this series. It's called Beauty Queen of Jerusalem.
Okay.
Or Israel. I'm so sorry if I'm messing that up. But it talks about like the whole like Ottoman like empire and stuff like that. And it was it's really such a beautiful series, and I think you should watch it. And it's really touching at times. And I really love that the main character, Ariel. She's really cool, and even Hila Saada, I think she's awesome. Like I think they really did a great casting for that. Yeah, that was awesome. It's just sad, like they're like the love story, and then like things have to like break up, or people die. I don't want to spoil it too much in case you want to watch it, but yeah, it's really, really great. Yeah, I love that.
And my last question, because I think we're running out of time. If you had to have dinner with 5 artists that are alive, actors, artists, just off the top of your head, would they be?
Okay. Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Meryl Streep, Beyonce, Ariana Grande.
Beautiful.
There we go.
That's a solid list. That's a very solid list.
Yeah.
Well, Bianca, thank you so much for this.
Thank you
It
so
was a
much.
real
Thank
pleasure getting to
thank
know
you for asking me.
And we look forward to your projects coming out.
Thank you so
Your
much.
EP coming out in 2024, your independent short films.
Thank you
and
very
your
much.
features. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was great.